Are you talking sign language? With who?
With you. But also, why don't you want to communicate?
That people should ask.
Is your bed cold or?
No, I just can't sleep. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaylee. I create vlogs, chats and tutorials. If you see something like or you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and join the family. Hey K fam, what's poppin', what's good? If you see my face, you know that's great. Okay, so I'm back with another one. I know that I took a short break. I'm sorry, but it needed to happen. I decided to do a reintroduction video in honor of my birthday coming up soon, and so initially the idea was to do 25 things I've learned within 25 years, but I decided to revisit like some old videos for inspiration and decided to do like a reintroduction of myself because I feel like I've grown a little bit more compared to when I made or started out this channel at 21, and so I wanted to see the growth in visual form. So I'm just gonna I took those questions, and those are the questions that I'm gonna be using for this video. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. What is your full name? My full name is Kengeva Uyama Tjiho. Kaylee is a nickname that basically stayed or got stuck because I was part of a dance group in high school, and we needed to have like stage names, and then Kaylee kind of got stuck because my mom also like reintroduced it or introduced it to everybody else on my 21st birthday. Yeah, she bought balloons and everything, or they bought balloons and everything, and so yeah, that's how Kaylee made its way into my life. What is your best trait? I don't think this has changed. I think my best trait is still, you know, loving on people and caring for people, feeling immensely for people. Yeah, I think that's one thing. I think it's part of who I am, not necessarily who I am as a person, but like part of who I am. It's part of my core as a human being. So I think that's my best trait. What is something about yourself that you are proud of now that you never used to appreciate? I think the whole caring for people and feeling immensely and loving on people is one thing I used to take for granted, because I always was expectant of like some sort of reciprocation, and so now I've mastered the whole letting go of the things that you can't control ideology. So I think I appreciate it now, because I know for a fact that one of the reasons why I'm put in this world is to love another human being, like to care for human beings, right? We all need each other, and so it has brought me a long way, and it has created some amazing friendships. So, but back then I never used to like care for it, because I know it's just emotions that I used to feel, but now it's like, you know, I know where they come from and I appreciate them. What is your deepest fear? My deepest fear is to not living up to my goals or expectations, like things that I set for myself personally, like not living up to that. That is like one of my biggest fears. And I'm not talking about like attaining a specific objective in a specific season, just like big things. I can't even mention it because yeah, but that is my biggest fear, my deepest fear, sorry. Are you still doing runway modeling? No, I'm not. That train has sailed long ago. That train has sailed long ago, and it's not coming back. Okay. Yeah. Do you have a favorite Instagrammer? No, I do not have a favorite Instagrammer. I have a lot of people I like on Instagram. I like a lot of people's content on Instagram, but I do not have a favorite Instagrammer. There isn't anybody on Instagram where I would go like, oh, she's my favorite influencer. I don't know for some reason why that's something I never really sat down and, oh, I like this person so much that I think she's my favorite. Yeah, I do not have a favorite Instagrammer. One thing you have learned from an influencer. Okay, so from the many influencers on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you name it, one thing that I've learned is that everybody's a human being at the end of the day, and whatever they portray, it is more so just the reality of their lives. So that's like one thing I've learned, and what that has taught me is that as much as I share something with you, you need to understand that I'm not trying to like make my life look perfect or whatever. I've just created like an aesthetic, or not even an aesthetic, but I've created like content, right, to bring to life in the way that I see it. What is one hobby that you've kept? I still like to learn new recipes. I do not cook as often, especially now in the season. Before I moved, in my previous video you guys saw that I did like I showed you guys like moving into my room, like a little sneak peek of like moving into my room. But before I moved, I did a lot of cooking. Now I don't do that much of cooking, mostly because of the hours I work. That's not an excuse. I think you should make time for cooking whenever you get the chance to make time for that cooking. But yeah, that's one hobby I've kept up with, cooking, like trying out new recipes, learning new recipes. What's your one pet peeve? Still, people that do not know how to communicate or reciprocate communication. Like for me, communication is just that one thing that you should not drop. Like you should not strike out. You should not strike out when it comes to communication. Like just respond, send the text, answer the phone call, or tell the person that you're busy and you cannot. But form of communication, some form of communication, please. Yeah, still my pet peeve. Can't believe I remember that. But yeah, that's my pet peeve. It's annoying. It's really annoying, especially at this big age of ours. It's just annoying. Just communicate. And if you don't want to communicate, say that. I do not want to communicate at this time and moment, but I'll get back to you soon. Or whenever, okay? I don't know if people don't want to communicate. People just don't. But anyway, my voice is almost running out because of that. Favorite place you've been to? I love my grandmother's house. Also the village. So between those three, Swakop Moon, my grandmother's house, and the village, I do not know which one I would choose. One thing that people do not know about me, you see what the problem is with being a person that loves people? You share you share every single detail about your life. Like, one thing I think that people do not know about me is that it's a rule that I've made up in my mind because it makes sense, right? So when I invite you somewhere, even if it was your idea originally, and I'm like, okay, let's do this, at the end of the day, I'm most likely gonna pay for whatever the cost is. Like that's just me. But lately we adapted it into the whole thing of like, no, the person that invited you should be the one to pay for it. But back in the day, that was not like the case. So yeah, I think that's one. I do not know how solid that is, but I think that's one thing that people don't like. When I say I'm gonna do something for you, when we're doing something together, I'm gonna go all out. Like I put my all in it. Like I am just that person. Like friendship, relationships, being a grandmother. Yes, Lord. Being a grandchild, being a daughter, and I am doing something, I will do it to my utmost best. Okay. And what is my favorite holiday? Christmas, December. Most used emoji. I used to use the laughing emoji a lot. Now my favorite thing of all time to do, the Italian hands. Because they speak like this. That's my favorite emoji, and I use it as the audacious in you. Has your relationships with your parents changed? If yes, how? I think it has. As much as they still are my parents and they give me information I need to know and not what I necessarily want to know all the time, I think it has changed in the diversity of now I don't really need to ask for information from them. I go snooping for information, and in return, this is what my mother, I love you, what she does is now she gives me too much information because I went snooping. So I've definitely broken a lot of boundaries. That's how it's changed. Another way it has changed is growing up, I've also realized the roles that she played in my life, and realized that she was actually going through things. She was going through this, being a mom, for the very first time. And now I see her differently, and so it allows me to talk to her with like a more softer tone and a more appreciative, I don't know, like a more appreciative mindset. Thank you, Eddie. Mindset. And yeah, when it comes to my dad, I feel like we're best friends because we understand each other. Like, you don't cross a line, I don't cross a line. So yeah. What other big animals are you afraid of? Okay, so this question is from when I said I'm not afraid of like insects, right? Come up close to an elephant before on our mini excursion at Etosha, and that was scary. Like, it's beautiful and whatnot, but that was very scary. Okay, what's your favorite movie now? So back then I used to love Still Magnolias or Magnolias. I don't know how to pronounce it till this day. I am so sorry, but as much as it's still like an all-time go-to, I think now I like I literally forgot the name of the movie, but Priscilla Shire, if I'm saying her name correctly, played in it, and it was about this little girl that had asthma and she had to do like a running marathon type situation, and her dad, or she never knew her dad, but he was in the hospital, and when they met at the end of the day, he made like a recording of himself of some sort, and then the coach, this little girl's coach, gave it to her, and then she ran with it in the marathon, and that kind of like helped her achieve her goal and winning the race. And also a lot of other things happened in that movie. I found out about the war room in that movie. Is that not the name of it? War room?
I don't think so. I think it's something, if it's not runner, then still listening, something related to.
Okay, but there is a movie called War Room, right? Are you still studying? Yes. Why do you personally believe in God? So growing up, my mom introduced us. It was not really an introduction. You're either born into it or not. Like, we were born into the church, basically, and she is, or is it ordained, or what do you call it, right? But we grew up in church, so I don't necessarily remember from a very young age when I got saved, but I know when I decided to get resaved. So, but growing up, that's all I've known. I've known church, I've known the gospel, I've known God all my life, right?
But it's true, you don't know any other life.
Yeah, I do not know any other life. Because all my life, Sundays are for church, Wednesday nights are for Bible study at church, or sangand in Afrikaans, like sangand, like you go sing at church or whatever. And my mom is like a big churchy human being, so we would go to church sometimes to clean for events or set up the church for events and stuff like that. So I grew up in church all my life, so I do not remember any time in my life where I had to get reintroduced to Christianity or God. But there are moments in my life where the word I want to use is I was of the world, or I dwelt in the world more than I wanted to, and that caused me to really experience some nasty, devastating, life-threatening things. And so that also made me just start strengthening my bond with God. And so apart from believing that He is my personal savior, that's the only thing I can tell you. Like, I've never known a life without Him. I don't know if that answers the question, but I personally believe in God because that's who I've known all my life, or all I know all my life. I've believed in Him before I even understood that I believed in Him. So yes, and then from the time when I started strengthening my bond with Him, I've realized the greater deal in the greater hand he's had in my life, and it's amazing. Okay, worst trait: impatience.
Attitude.
Impatience. I have an attitude. I have an attitude problem also. Worst trait: facial expressions. Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. My worst trait is facial. I'm gonna show you. I do not know how to filter my face. Worst trait. I can name them. Okay, I have so many. So pick any from what I just gave you guys. Dream travel destination. For some weird reason, I'm falling in love with Vancouver Island. I have researched activities. I have seen the island through Google Pictures, Pinterest. Oh, Pinterest will have you hooked on things that may not seem that real. But I have seen them, okay? And for some weird reason, it looks just so, like, the nature, the waterfalls, like the mountains, the beaches. Like, Vancouver has one of the most beautiful dark, like, beach, because the beach is like dark, like it's black, like the stones are black and stuff like that. It's not like the normal cream brown sandy beaches of like our coastal towns. So that's just beautiful. Okay, so apart from that, they have like volcano sites. Why would I want to see a volcano? I don't even know, but they have like one of the most gorgeous volcano sites that you could visit. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Favorite person, still my sister. As much as she's annoying of a human being, still no favorite color. What color are you into in the season? Yep, still no favorite color. Right now I'm into like pastel colors, all pastel colors. I'm into that, and as well as pastel apparently, as well as like cream, browns, beige, off-white, white, nature tone type of colors.
I was gonna say blend, but okay, sure.
Nature tone, because of also there's some greens that I'm also into.
Hence.
Yeah. What motivates you to get out of bed? God. It will always be God, because he's giving me another day to show up for myself, for him. It's always gonna be God. I'm trying to be funny about it, so I do not come off as serious, because I know like I can really just come off as serious. But if I start that, it's gonna become dark humor, and I do not know if
this is you being funny about it.
No, I'm not. I'm trying. Did I not say I'm trying?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Bed also. Coffee order. A cappuccino with 2 brown sugars. Yes, and thank you. Sometimes a mocha. And I definitely add coffee to my sugar to my mocha. It's 2 brown sugars to my mocha. Come for me, I dare you. It's my coffee, okay? I have tried a chai. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But a cappuccino. Any advice to the public? Be nice. Be kind. If it's none of your business, stay out the business. Okay? If you are for the street, stay your lane. Okay? Please and thank you. Right? And also these people that order something or get into a taxi or get out of a taxi and they don't say thank you like that, although you paid for it, that person still did you a service. Just say thank you. If it's gonna hurt your teeth, get them fixed. Be nice, be kind. Okay, you're only living once, but other people probably have lived multiple lives before you, and they are going through it, and you never know what a person is going through. So be kind and be nice, and when it's your day, you'd want somebody to be nice and be kind. Okay. Did you get a pet? What breed would you want to get? I did not get a pet.
I was gonna say me.
I did not get a pet. If I were to get a pet, I would get a Bernese.
I am pitbull, guys.
Or a
Those dogs get big.
Yeah.
Oh, these are so cute.
That's a Bernese, but there's a different type one that's almost like a Rottweiler, but it's a different breed of a Rott. Okay, so second last question is, why did you start a YouTube channel? Honestly, I thought I was doing it because it was a trending situation. Then I realized that very, very shortly after starting it, that I really, really wanted to create content to have as like footprints to leave for whenever I would want to go back and like, I don't know, reflect on something, like now how I'm reflecting on when I started and just reintroducing myself and how I've changed and everything. So now I create content to just really have something like a backbone of what I've gone through. And as much as I'm not consistent and I do not let you in, that's gonna change with time. And if I've said that before and it has not, well, do you think your content has changed? How so? And do you like the change? I think my content is changing over time. Like I said, when I started out, it was really just trends and like the trends, and I was just following like a certain guideline that was already set out for me. And with time, especially I think in 2022 or so, if I am not lying, I'm not sure, but then there was a time I took a whole year off or so, and then I came back. I think from that time period I started just creating videos to leave something to go back to and just record where I was in that time in space or phase or season or whatever. And now I think it's changing in terms of like what I believe in, or me including what I believe in these videos, like taking you guys to church with me or whatever the case may be. I feel like also like in the previous video I talked about my rashes and stuff like that. Normally I wouldn't show you my body parts if I was not like in a dress that was revealing, stuff like that. So I think it's changing in that sense also, because I am changing and I am starting to appreciate like where I am and not having to think of like society or family and what they think about what my life should be. So I do like the change. I think for one, I have something to like use as a guidance as to what I'm looking for and where I've been, number one. And then number two, it's just raw, real phases or seasons of my life, and I would want to have something to look back on where I'm like, oh, this is who I was, oh, this is a version of me, oh, okay, this is what I did then. And I like that because it is a real guideline or like a footprint, if I may say so. So I hope you guys do like it. That's why I keep saying, like, please comment what you like to see on this channel. I feel it's better because then I would like create something for you. Apart from myself as well. But those are the questions. Reintroducing myself, a lot has changed. So this was just like an honor to my birthday coming up, and a version of 25 things I've learned in 25 years, but just a reintroduction of who I am. Not much has changed, but some things have changed. I think one thing I managed to keep is my core. So apart from the document that you guys never experienced, which I am so grateful for, because I don't think you'll handle it. I don't think you're ready for the document. But anyway, that is the end of this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Share this video. If you have any other questions that I maybe did not tackle in this video, do comment. I will gladly reply and respond. Like I said, I've been off been away from YouTube and social media in general, only because I've been trying to figure out certain things, and I was really having anxiety about my skin because I was having so much fear, and I needed to also just take time to really just go back to God and figure out what He's trying to tell me, because for some weird reason I've been lost a bit. I know the reason. Why am I saying for some weird reason? But I'm back. That's such a weird thing to say, but I am back, and you'll be seeing more videos, so definitely stay tuned. I'll see you guys in my next one.
Say that again. Wait. So from me and the crew.
Okay, so if you guys did not notice, this video
is sponsored
by Goovy's beautiful hands, because as you know, my stand is still in my grandmother's house, right? And also my cousin for her very amazing sense of humor and filling up my lungs. She knows what I'm talking about. And the ring light that has been out of use and practice for a very long time now. Damn. But if you want more, hit me up and I'll give you the codes. I'm joking. There's no franchise here, or what do you call it? I'm not selling anything, guys. My sister says they are not being sold.
You said, look, like, just in case you want to sell it, now is the time. I take paid promotion.
I'll see you guys in my next video.
This is how they look like behind the scene. Yon again? Not the dog.
Let me see.
Every time